sun-soaked and proud, hung in the rafters, wrapped in shroud. Hands work strong, they twist and bind, a rebel's oath, slow burned and signed. Burn it all, let the embers soar, gold in the ash and coal in the core. No masters here, no gates to climb, we blaze the trail, we love that time. They aim to choke what we designed, but flames don't die, they realign. The pulse within begins to rise, we break the night and claim the skies. Burn it all, let the embers soar, gold in the ash and coal in the core. No masters here, no gates to climb, we blaze the trail, we love that time.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Burn It All. I am here. Oh man, something's going on with my PC. I think I'm losing my power, guys. Uh-oh. You there? Everybody there?
We're all here.
The power of Grayskull.
Welcome, everybody.
I got an issue here going on. But anyway, we'll see if I can get this fixed here before we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Burn It All. We're here together with my man, Crispy Man, and Triplet Dad to bring you another day of smoking cigars and talking about crypto. How's everybody doing tonight?
Go, go, go.
Good, buddy. I can't tell you how much I miss this show when we miss a week.
Right?
I know.
I did. I'm gonna jump off real quick. I'll let you guys chat and talk about what we're gonna talk about, and I'm gonna see if I can get something's going on with my power. It's not. I'm not getting any power coming to my PC, so I'll be right back.
All right.
Turn your camera off, Captain.
Well, hopefully his toilet's not there yet. All right.
There we go. Thank you, SJ. SJ's gold in the background.
Oh. Hey, SJ.
So explain your hat, buddy.
My wife bought me a hat. So it's got my name on it and cigars and bourbon. Which I was surprised that she put the bourbon on there, but hey.
Nice.
I'm back. I am back. Good. I got
Awesome.
power now. Plug came out a little bit, so outdoorsy stuff. Anyway, are we talking about Crispy's badass hat? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Good one.
Wife made it for you?
Well, I'm sure she didn't do it by hand. She must have ordered it. But yeah.
Right on. Well, tonight, everybody, we're going to be lighting up a stick from Cuba. So the what would you call it? The evasive and very rare Cuban cigar found in the U.S. You have to get them from either people who have traveled there recently or friends, family, or that secret humidor in the back of every shop that exists, right? In order to get you a Cuban cigar. And why can't we get Cuban cigars? Well, because back in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s, when the Cuban Missile Crisis was happening, there was a big embargo on Cuba, and their cigars were no longer allowed into the country. Since then, there's been a lot of different things that have happened as far as how Cuba has managed to market to the rest of the world, how they distribute their cigars. Because they are kind of government controlled, they've taken over the whole cigar industry itself, and they release them in a certain way. I guess it's called like it has the Habanos SA designation on them. You can see that in some of the cigars I've picked up overseas. So when I was out in Portugal, got a box of these Monte Cristos, and of course they're tagged all over, and you got to have the over here, the Habanos mark on them. Any cigars, these are some Cohibas that are Cuban Cohibas, not U.S. Cohibas, and we'll talk about that in a minute, what they call red dot Cohibas. But these are how they come tagged and marked, and You got to have all of this designation on them, and you got to go to a specific store, yada 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 yada. But you know, that's how they've marketed them through Cuba, is by kind of taking over their industry and shipping them out that way. Now, since the last decade or so, I think it was when President Obama was in office, they lifted some of the embargoes to where U.S. citizens can now go and visit Cuba. And if you do visit Cuba, you can actually bring, I think it's $800 worth of cigars back with you, as long as you declare them and whatnot. So you can now bring Cuban cigars in. So there's a lot more out there. A lot of friends have them. My brother actually went to Cuba, brought me about 4 or 5 of them. And so I got a handful of those sitting in the humidor. So that's where we're at, guys. What did you bring? Let me tell you mine. So one of my friends local here, I won't disclose his location. I asked him, I said, look, I haven't had a real good experience with a Cuban cigar yet. We'll talk about some of that too. But I want something that I'm going to enjoy. Get me something good. And he got me this Diplomáticos Havana. So I will be smoking a Diplomáticos. Guys, what are you guys slashing and burning tonight?
I am doing a Davidoff Grand Perfecto. And you and I were at the place when I picked these up. This was when we went to the No Permissions conference in Panama and saw Randy Olarsky and everybody. This is the last of my Cuban stash that I brought into the United States. And I've been waiting to smoke this for a long time. So this is awesome.
Nice. Yeah, mine's been sitting in the humidor for a few weeks, so getting rested. Nice. So what you got there, Crispy?
Well, mine have been sitting in the humidor too, getting ready to go. All right, got to put my glasses on first. This is not a Cuban. I'm not connected. I don't have anything with anybody. But it is a Padron 1926, so it's not a Cuban.
That's a nice pick, buddy.
It's a Cuban-like. Yeah,
I love those.
Now, what makes a Cuban-like, Crispy? Explain that to everybody.
I don't know. When people actually were leaving Cuba, or over years when they could leave Cuba, I actually had pulled up the synopsis on this one. But anyways, what they were doing is taking the seed with them, and so then they would, I'm not sure if that's the only way that the seed got exported. I imagine they were trying to stop them from getting exported. But the seed gets taken to another country, gets planted.
Cuban seed. And
that's my understanding. And then, of course, in addition to the tobacco itself, probably the construction.
Right on. Well, let's go ahead and slash and burn, because I don't want to wait anymore, because I've been dying to smoke this cigar.
I was waiting for you to say that.
before we bullshit anymore, right? But I do want to lay something out there. So again, when the Cuban embargo hit the cigar industry, look at this thing's already falling apart. My goodness. I have had nothing but problems with construction issues on Cubans. So the companies in Cuba, there's 30 Cuban cigar companies, period, end of story. There's 30 of them. And you know that because the Habano SA monitors, regulates, and controls everything that comes out of them. But the 30 cigars, because of the embargo, because of it being Cuba, they were all basically copied in the New World by American companies, Dominican companies, Nicaraguan companies. So like Bolivar, Cohiba, Diplomáticos, Fonseca, Upman, all of these companies. This one here is a Partagas. So this is a Partagas cigar, which is a Cuban cigar, but not this. This cigar is not Cuban. This company, Partagas, is a company outside of Cuba making cigars under the Partagas name. So that's what gets confusing.
That's the original Partagas.
but they now they're still the Cuban part of this is still handled by Habanos SA, but the company that's outside of is, like you said, who moved out of the country and built their company elsewhere. Same with La Gloria, Monte Cristo.
Exactly. Turns out when you want to park some nukes off the coast of Florida, we get a little uptight.
Get a little uptight, and business goes bad for you.
Things change. Our relationship takes a dive.
Yeah, our relationship takes a dive, and there are no more protections, no copyright protections, none of that stuff. So here we go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna like to see
like Captain was saying, there's a ton of cigars out there. You can get Romeos, you can get Partagas, right? You can get Cohibas, but when the embargo took place, they started firing up those companies that are outside the original Cuban company and started putting them in places and using those family names or those brand names outside of Cuba and finding homes in Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, Honduras, that sort of thing. And some of those cigars that are outside the Cuban brand are freaking barn burners.
Mm-hmm.
Barn burners. Like Fonseca is a actual Cuban original Cuban company, right? Cuban cigar manufacturer. Yep. And those Fonsecas that my father is cranking out are absolute fire.
Phenomenal.
Love those sticks.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Those are the two I sent you the other day.
Yes, I have one left. And by the way, since you were flight delayed and you had rain in Texas, I was not able to reimburse you for those cigars by taking you to the shop and getting you a couple sticks.
Oh man, you'll find a way. I'm sure we'll end up somewhere.
Our paths will cross.
Our paths will cross. I sent you one of my hand rolls too, right?
100%. I'm letting that thing marinate.
Okay, I gotta get a couple over to Crispy now.
What's it marinating in?
In the top rack of the humidor, the pull-out drawer. Actually, it's a prime location. This is a poppy freaking strawberry rhubarb.
Nice. This thing is delicious. I gotta say, I finally have experienced a decent tasting Cuban. This is really good. Now I know what they mean by that. Say it's got kind of a fruity. It's different than a lot. And now I know why probably the issues are with the construction is because the wrapper is very thin. Very thin,
right?
This cigar that I'm smoking, the Padron, if the family came from Cuba, but way before, Cuban Missile Crisis, I believe, anyways. But this is a cigar that was put out. It's called the 1926 to celebrate the founder's 75th birthday. And so the way
that is like their best cigar, in my opinion, that I've had anyway.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I like it right off the bat. I got a little bit of spiciness, a little bit of. To me, I describe it as pepper, but that popping, that popping feeling on your tongue.
Nice.
I like it a lot.
I love that cigar that you're smoking, buddy. This one is awesome. This is a very smooth cigar. I don't know what spice it is, as always, but I would buy it again. Let's just put it that way. Would buy.
Yeah, I remember when we were in that little store there in Panama when we got all those.
So awesome.
Yeah, it was nice.
Now, I'm laughing at I click buttons. I'm pretty sure it's not meant the way it's written. It says, love that little burn on the tongue. Yeah. When you're smoking, there is a little bit of that interaction with the tongue, but I immediately went to the number of times I put my cigar in my mouth backwards. Yeah, that's a little bit different bird. And you guys can say you never did it, but I know you did.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
done. But it only takes once or twice. Then you get like 6 years before you do it again. You know.
Oh boy, that's not no fun. That's for
The
sure.
chat's popping off. We got Beach Whale in there. Tam, Mr. Chaos is with us today.
Oh,
I know. I saw Johnny Chaos, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Josh
I did.
Soleil.
look at Johnny is in there. Mixed, AKA gave us $1.99. Thanks. He can't believe he paid for this. We can't either. I didn't even know you could, to be honest. Somehow something got. Hey, look, we got Drac in there too. Is that
Oh,
Drac?
you know, he might have done it on mine because I'm restreaming. So if you're not
good for
monetized,
you.
he might have done
No,
that.
we're not monetized. So it's
$1.99. I'm down.
Nice. So yeah, Johnny Beached Well, of course, Tam, a lady. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Always supporting us. We appreciate you. Donald the Hexican. What's the best name for a cigar? A stogie? A cohiba? Yeah, the cohiba name is synonymous with cigars. So again, first of all, so the cohiba brand is a Cuban cigar. It most definitely is. It's one of the finest Cuban cigars. I think some people call it the Behike or the Behiki, but it is like one of their premier cigars and one of the premier cigars around the world. And the Cohiba brand is the most counterfeited cigar on the planet, bar none. We were all over Panama. Every convenience store you walked into had about had a couple of handfuls in the front of each counter. Like no matter where you went, there was a Cohiba. And
I was buying these at the counter, right? The Cohiba in the tubes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got Doge. I got these Cuban Romeos. Great little sticks to travel with.
Yeah. So when you go to Europe, they when they're individual like this, if they're not in boxes or whatnot, they put them in these tins. So this Cohiba is in the tin, and I guess that's some kind of regulation that they do when they're singled out like that.
Cohiba Tubo.
The tubo. There you go.
That's what they call them.
The tubos. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to follow you guys' advice more often so I can buy cigars like that.
Just
start stacking them.
If we started this stream before we went to Panama, we would have probably brought you back somebody. I'm going to probably be going to Panama again for the next conference.
What's in Panama? What's in Panama?
Randy Hilarski's in
Are you
Panama.
going to see the canal? What are you doing?
I saw
now we did that. We did that when we were there. It was pretty cool. We actually went to the canal and went and checked it all out. And there's a couple of places there. I can't believe how narrow that thing is.
Yeah. That's
where
wild.
we were, it was very narrow. It's like, holy smacks, how do they get these ships through this thing?
And that's the big project now, right?
Well, look who it is.
Look at that.
Look who it is. It's the Positivity Princess and producer of the show has decided to show her face.
I just wanted to give a random interjection because I also was in Panama. My great-grandfather worked on the Panama Canal.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm glad that you survived. That he survived.
Yeah.
Thanks for that talk.
He didn't get malaria.
I was just thinking about that. A lot of bad things happen to people that were working there,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The malaria was crazy.
There's some hard times, doing that construction.
Yeah, it wrecked a couple of countries, I think. I think we were the final ones to come step in and help out or something. But it was like killing complete workforces and stuff.
Beach Whale said this stream is the reason why he just upgraded his humidor to the new Air 500.
Ooh, nice.
Good call, sir.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking at my next one too. It's going to be a little bigger than that.
Yeah, Beached Whale, it was a row house. It was a row house. Whew. It was a nice cigar. I don't know how you guys all end up in Panama. And I didn't even hear about it. But
You didn't even hear about it? What are you talking about? You're in all those groups
It's
and stuff.
impossible, buddy. That's impossible.
it's impossible.
Now,
Yeah,
my
awesome.
favorite cigar experience in Panama was Valentino Siestos, which is a Panamanian brand. They had their very own lounge, and so you could only buy their cigars there. But they were delicious. We went there a couple of times, and I really enjoyed their cigars and brought a box home with me, and still
The
have a
Hex
few sitting in the Humi. Hex Monkey did too. Yeah, Monkey was with us. That was a really nice lounge, and they have great cigars. So yeah, Valentino Siesta, but you don't see too many of them here.
Hex Monkey was with you too.
We told him about it, that was one of the hardest things to keep it from you. It was Hex Monkey knew, and I thought it would finally trickle down to you, but we were able to get on the plane before you knew. This Perfecto, look at that, is that's a nice little pretty straight burn.
Nice
there.
burn.
Look at that ash though, that freaking bright white snow ash. That's freaking.
Wait, come on, mine's even better. Look at that. Mine kept the box press. Look.
It's better color. It's not better color than that.
No, maybe not better color, but I don't go by color.
Me either.
This burn line is wonky, and the ash is not pretty like those. That's for sure.
Well, as long as it stays wonky.
And the end kind of fell off of it. So, again, construction issues, which is what a lot of people complain. Now, here's something else that I heard about Cuban cigars is that not only do you have these issues, but the reason why is because China and I believe it's either Japan, I think. Yeah, Japan or South Korea. One of those other two Asian countries there are cornering the market, taking most of their supply off because, first of all, the Cubans keep their own for themselves, the best for themselves. Then they ship the rest out to China and the rest out to these other countries that are big on bringing them in. So these are like the thirds.
Those Chinese are capitalists, man. I don't care what they say.
Yeah,
I don't care what they call themselves. They are steely-eyed shark capitalists.
They're definitely cornering markets right now and building their country.
I know they did that. They did that with the Scotch too, man. I know you guys don't drink, but they did it with Scotch.
Chad's first cigar was stealing a Swisher Sweet from his dad at age 10. That's a funny story. I came into the house and I had one of those plastic bags from the cigar shop, right? Nice rectangle full of 4 cigars, and I went back there and there was 3 cigars. and I have triplets, and I said, "Did one of you guys take a cigar?" Nobody fessed up to it at all, right? But one of those guys had a decent cigar that they were playing around with, and I'm sure that made them green as a freaking leaf.
One of them has a story now.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, RH Max?
Oh, is RH Max in there? Nice.
Yes.
He just
man.
He just pulled off Pulse X conference, which thank you for allowing me to participate, my man. It was a lot of fun, and I'm so glad that you've picked up the torch on that and are moving it forward and bringing us great content. Good job on you, my man. Everybody, if you're not following RH Max, get over there and check out his YouTube channel. He's putting on Pulse conferences, Pulse X conferences a couple times a year now online, and bringing you everybody from the community. I mean, and outside of it, we had health experts and you name it. It was really, really cool.
For some reason, buddy, I got nervous like big time during my 15-minute segment, and I stream all the time, every day, on a ton of shows. But it was like that time when I was presenting with you in Pleasanton, And I forgot to introduce you after I talked, right? That was my sole job, was to give a little spiel and say, and here's RG3, right? And I did not do that. So my apologies, RH Max, for not being able to clip my content and make little blurbs of it, because it was a wreck. But all the panels I was on, I did pretty well at. But that was a great conference, and I can't wait for the next one.
Yep. Good job.
Hex conference is next.
Hex conference. And he said that's not so much a conference as a day of like a bunch of people, right? Didn't he say something that,
Yeah,
like
he's saying Hex Week now in the chat.
Yeah.
Hex Week. No, I'm sorry, I will be unavailable every week in August. I don't even know which week it is. But yes, I definitely have to be around for that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Man, I can't. I'm looking forward to. At least I want to just be able to see it on the chart. I'm looking forward to seeing, $45,000 T-shirts, $50,000 T-shirts.
Oof.
That's kind of what I'm looking forward to right now.
Oof.
My forward thinking.
I like that forward thinking.
So is he going to do a Cuatro Cinco 5 days of Hex? For
5 days of Hex.
Actually, that would only be 4 days of Hex.
If he does 5 days of Hex for 5 hours and 55 minutes, that's a Cuatro Cinco.
There you go. That would be a Cuatro Cinco. Or would that be a Cinco Cinco? So you would have to do 5 days of 4 hours.
No. It depends how you want to do the math.
What
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to come up with a Cuatro Cinco play on this 5555.
We got to back it into Richard's date or birthday, and then we're good.
Talking about Richard, what do you guys think about the ETH price getting up to his original purchase price?
It's a start.
I'm excited. Yeah, I've always fallen on the side of he did the right thing, but people of course going to Monday morning quarterback it.
Hindsight's 2020. It's all, everybody's got shit to talk when things are one direction or another. They'd be screaming genius if ETH was 10K right now, and they'd it's just this space. It's what people do. Nobody knows exactly everything. Nobody makes perfect plays. And as far as I've seen, Richard has made about as close to perfect plays as anybody in the market, as far as I've seen. So I'll cut him some slack on any of that stuff. Wait, EHEX just went up by 51%. Really? Is that a
holy moly? Let me check that out.
I don't know if it did or not, but I'll tell you that today somebody was messing around.
Oh, really? Yeah, there was some ups and downs on both sides.
Ethereum side, the liquidity is really thin, and so things can happen pretty quickly. But I'm looking at the old EHEX, and it's not up 50% that I can see, but at least not on Ethereum. But we had this giant wick, right? Yeah, it was yesterday, which was today, but yesterday's state.
Very nice, very nice. Well, it's good to see the altcoin market starting to move. I heard hearing some good news last week that we were looking at a replacement for Powell, and then just the last day or so, I heard that there was no replacement for Powell, and that he was staying in, and that we don't know what we're going to see as far as interest rate changes here in the near future.
Yeah,
probably none.
And the other thing that was big news today was that Genius Act, right? And not having support, and not having support for the CBCDCs, right?
That was a Guinness.
But also having support for
nice. That's a nice looking stick, buddy. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is looking really good, man. That's the one thing about those Davidoffs. They really got that nice construction and that nice burn.
Mm-hmm. They taste good. Hey, I'll give you I'm coughing now. That's from the cigar smoke, right? So hey, I'll give you my my observation on ETH. We were talking about this more in the chats today. Um, but I follow that golden ratio. I keep talking about it, bring it up every once in a while. But last cycle, we saw about a 44x on the ETH price from the bottom. And this whole cycle theory, 4-year cycle theory using pi indicators and the golden ratio, each cycle you're supposed to see it drop off one order of magnitude or one of the pi measurements. So that puts us between something like a 21 to a 34x on ETH this time, which would be $21,000 to $34,000 on ETH. Which that's pretty high. Huh? I like that a lot. And then the next level down, if that wasn't to happen, is a something like a 12x. 13x is the actual number, and from 1,000 that's 13k, which is really pretty reasonable for ETH, right? I mean, people would probably be disappointed. I wouldn't be, but I mean, I could see some people being disappointed if we only saw a $12,000 ETH. But hey, that's in the cards too, right? The whole range, but really anywhere from 12 to 34k.
So I don't see how that. So do they think that BTC is going to do the same amount of X's or no?
No, the same type of thing, right? This whole, what do they call
Bitcoin
it?
dominance thing fades away.
Well, yeah. Well, some people are calling, like Steph from Staker, who was calling the Bitcoin top a couple days ago. Like maybe it topped for this part of the cycle or whatever. But the law of diminishing gains, right? So some of this stuff is like, we got to piece it together with bubble gum and chicken wire, right? And be like, well, because this happened, therefore that happened, and in the past this is what happened, and blah blah blah, right? But in the law of diminishing gains, each cycle the X's are less, right? And so Bitcoin, it's even Sami and I talked about this a long time ago. Bitcoin's target range is between 120 and 240, just like Richard said, right? We're already at 120, so I guess we can say, check the box. And so if it's going to go anymore, it's got another double in it, probably. Unless heavy market hands get involved in it.
Nice.
Because what happened last cycle? Last cycle, low was 3, right? It went up about 21x, right? From about 3 to 62, 63, just call it 21, right? And so 21x, well, the next one down from the low would be 13 if you follow the fibs. Nice. So 13 from whatever the low was this time, which is what? That's about 20k ish was the low this time around. I don't have it in front of me, but somebody do the math, multiply that by 13. It's about 240.
I think we hit 13 or 14,000 on Bitcoin.
Yeah, it might be that low.
I think if you went by grayscale price, it even hit Richard's number, 11k in prey. But that wasn't common market. Yeah. What's up, Ramon and Hex Monkey? Nice to see you guys in here.
The monkey.
Oh shoot! Oh, there he is. I missed that. What's up, Monkey?
5 cent Hex. What's wrong with you, Monkey? Come on.
That's when he just gets started. I think the keys are, of course, that penny back over the penny, 3 cents, 12 cents. And then once we hit that 12-cent mark, it's to the races. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, I'll tell you, how we're tied to ETH.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not tied to ETH at the moment. X is not tied to ETH at the moment without people pushing buttons. It's not automatic. So while the liquidity's there to cause it, potentially cause it, I mean, I'm just pointing at what happened, right? I mean, ETH just went up. Both X's went down. So, maybe it was because people were selling into the pump, keep it low. I don't know if that's
It was that big jumper, but he's out.
Or jumper was selling in, yeah.
He's at zero.
But I think what's happening is the longer. So, I guess what I'm leaving it to is there's some credence to the fact that people are going to rotate,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
right?
we see
they're
that.
gonna-
Yeah.
And so the longer they wait to rotate gains from ETH, the bigger the bang. The bigger the bang.
Yeah, it's the kinetic energy load that I sometimes talk about, like drawing a bow back. You know, the further you draw it back, the more kinetic energy that's created. And I think that this bear market here, this elongated bear market with the amount of institutional money that's come in, has also created a lot of kinetic energy when retail finally does get excited about this and things start to move. There's a lot of money on the sides waiting for that.
Yeah, that's I got a little bit of my conspiracy hat going on today. You see, you got a conspiracy hat on. You know, over that whole thing. I'm a very, very strong believer that that is definitely what institutional money, Wall Street money is looking for. They're getting set. They're going to be very disappointed if there's not retail. There's not a retail push, because the retail push is what's going to drive the parabola. It's what allows them to cash out. And so it's got to come.
My guess is that, you know, the way Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, and all of them are pushing these two acts that, by the way, everybody, are not favorable to DeFi. Let's not forget that. The Genius Act and this New Clarity Act are not, I repeat, not favorable to DeFi. However, it is going to allow retail and institutional money to move freely about the cabin and, you know, pump everything up. Now, does it mean the death of DeFi? No. How much it pumps DeFi and brings that money into it, I mean, we still have to see. But these rules are poison pills for DeFi in the future, and you already hear it. Warren was on, you know, talking about us again being, you know, drug dealers, money launderers, and terrorists. So you're going to hear that coming from the politicians. And these bills that are put in are not favorable to the DeFi space. So we got to keep banging the drum. We got to keep telling the stories. We got to keep putting the face on DeFi, so that it's not the face that they're trying to put on it. We can't let them take over. We can't let them define who we are. We are not defined by them. They don't even know who we are. So we've got to be the face, the voice, and the value statement for DeFi.
I agree with that. Do you think we'll keep going into 2026 from Chad?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I think that the possibility is a definite yes, but do not be surprised by a top at the end of the year, and make plans, right? Make plans. That's all. I know Axis has talked a lot about an extension into, into spring, maybe even into summer, and I think that I can concur with that by looking at time frames. But you know, it's like exactly when and at what price doesn't matter as much as the signals, right? And so if things are truly different this time, then we got to be watching for the signals. And what's the signal? The signal is those parabolas, right?
Right.
You know, the idea that you see that, this is my opinion, once we see the parabolas and we're going up and it looks like we're never, ever going to come down, that's the time probably when we'll hit a top.
I like that 100%, Hex Monkey. You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying. That was the narrative before, and now this is the narrative now. Now, hopefully we survive as crypto has. And I hope that's the case.
Eddie Gastelum, this is a Brian Magruder special. Sent it to me. It's vented in the back, which is awesome, right? It's got cool graphics on the bottom. And the Pulse XX is actually green, but it's getting wigged out because
I was going to ask you that because it looks pretty holy to me, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but then I realized it might be green screen.
Green screen. Right. There's moths. I got a lot of moths at the house. But that is and speaking of that, we have our lovely producer SJ put on an event in LA this last week in Orange County. We went to the beach. We went and had some cool food. We went to K1 Carts. I had a cigar with Brasology and SJ in Orange County. And we were able to give away, if you're watching this, Mr. McGruder, gave away all the blue hex hats to new people. One guy that was there, his name was Teddy. And his first tokens he's ever bought in crypto was ink and P dye. That's his bag. So he came in, but he got sent away with a hat, and he's solid as a rock.
Nice.
Gave Josh Wu 2 hats. All the beach goers a hat. So thank you, Mr. McGruder. If you see this, you're awesome.
You had given me that contact information. I never pushed the button. I need to get some swag, so got to give somebody a call.
Yeah. So sorry I missed the event. I had family to attend to in Texas. Important stuff. Got a family first, right? And so went out there. Spent the week with. I've got a couple sisters in the Texas area, so headed out there and unfortunately had to miss. Now I did get to meet with Josh Wu. I'm sorry I missed the cigar hangouts. That would have been nice because I love that shop over there. They've got some of the best sticks in town. But yeah, good. I saw the pictures. Looks like you guys had a lot of fun out there on the beach.
We did. And then Brasology and SJ and I went and got sushi after Cigars, which was pretty awesome. Yeah. And the crazy part is I live in the Bay Area, right? And if I decided to go to a sushi spot in the Bay Area at 7:00 at night on a Friday, there's no way. I couldn't get in if my life depended on it. I would be hard pressed to DoorDash food at that time. And this place, we just walked in. It was like 4.5 star rated, and the sushi was awesome. And it was like 7 minutes from from Small Batch.
Was it the one right there across the street and up a little bit, just right there?
Up the street a little bit in a little like strip mall area.
Yeah. There's like a beauty shop next to it or something, hair salon or something like that.
Yeah, it was really good.
They're good too. A little tiny place too, but really good.
Yeah.
RH Max says he's planning to give out some new Hex 10,000X swag at the next meetup. Woo!
Oh, that's awesome.
And sushi after cigars is gangster. Oh yeah. Oh,
it's possible, yeah. Mr. G Banger. So how's you guys' cigar holding up, tasting? You guys are on the second, third, I think, by now, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I'm deep in.
I'm still in my first.
It's got it's definitely got a unique flavor to it, and I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. It hasn't fallen apart anymore, so no construction. Too bad of construction issues. So, yep, I think I'll grab a couple more.
You know the Atabey cigars that I told you about, and then you went and got one? Hex G Banger is the guy who turned me on to those.
So I went to Texas, and there's a guy on Twitter. His name is Super Dave. And so when I was in Texas, I asked him for a lounge, and he said, "Hey man, I'm over at this lounge over here. Come on by." So I had dinner with my sister and said, "Yeah, I'm going to go grab a cigar." So I cruised out to Fort Worth and dropped in on this cigar lounge out in Fort Worth, and met Super Dave there. And he got me one of those Atabey. He goes, "Hey, I'll tell you what." And he goes, "Let me give you one of these." And because I like the Atabey. You turned me on to them. I had a couple now, and so he said you got to have the Lancero, and they've got the pigtail on it. So he said, yeah, you just tear the pigtail off. You don't cut it. You just tear the pigtail off. Make sure you got a good draw. He showed me how how to pin it to make sure, because he said those Lanceros, what happens is when they put the band on, they pinch it right there. And he showed me, like, he's like, he drew he got these olive skewers from what do you call it, Amazon, and they're really cheap, but he said you got to use these stainless steel pins, not the drills like we have on the lighters and stuff that I have. He said, but one of these, just a pin like this. And he showed me, he's like, he pushed it all the way down, and right when he hit the band, it went thunk, it stopped dead. And then he said, you got to be careful not to push it through the side on a Lancero. So he pushed it all the way through, boom, pulled it, draw was perfect. And that thing was absolutely delicious. I mean, it was really, really good. And it was by far my favorite Atabey, and definitely my favorite Lancero that I've had. And if you don't know Lancero, folks, a Lancero cigar is a very narrow, anything 48 and below, I think, or right at 48, 46 ring gauge, and right there is a Lancero. They're usually 7 inches long and narrow. So they're kind of, I don't know. I always like, a cigar, and the Lanceros just kind of, I don't know. But the ones I have had are good. And the reason the Lancero is made is so that you get more wrapper taste, less filler binder taste, which is the center of the cigar. So you really have a really defined flavor profile on a Lancero. And I'll tell you what, that Atabey in the Lancero was just freaking delicious, man. It was really, really good.
Thank you for the shout out, Eddie Gaslin. Fast Abdul did freaking give that his all. Yeah, he was all over the place during that conference.
He was.
Fast, a good dude. He was out in Panama with us also. So yeah, he goes out there and kicks butt and takes names, and does it with a smile and keeps you laughing all the time with his very abnormal sense of humor.
We'll just call it antics. How about that?
His antics. There you go. His antics.
And Crispy enables him also, right? Crispy feeds those antics, I believe. He is antics. He's pro antics.
I am.
He's pro antics.
Hey, listen, just because I don't run around in my leprechaun suit doesn't mean I don't have it.
When we were at the freaking thing and he showed up and he looked like the Riddler, I could or the Joker, I was dying.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah, the Joker suit on.
What are you doing?
And he's standing there, normal as can be, like what?
Yeah, deadpan face, right? Yeah, this is what I wear.
Yeah, but when you're in show business, that's kind of how it is, right? And he's a star. He's a star. He's a superstar. Minus the tree, but he's a superstar.
Yeah, this second third's really, really delicious on this thing. It's really flavored up, like baking spices and all that. So I couldn't tell you. Again, I'm not a flavor profiler, but it's definitely got some really good flavors in this thing. Digging it.
I know you got a lot of irons in the fire for you, and I know we all do, right? But you and SJ doing your own stuff, and all these streams and tours and stuff. Maybe Triplet Dad and I should start making some contacts with some of these cigar companies.
We should do some stuff. Like, I know that like Super Dave, who he posts on Twitter every day, like 5 different cigars. So I thought that he was a rep or some type. And like, how does this guy have like this many badass cigars, every day? And the cool story behind that guy was, so when I sit down in the lounge, of course, open up and start telling me about what was going to say. How do you have like all these awesome cigars? And he started showing me pictures. So the man has all 30 Cuban cigars in his humidor. He has 4,000 cigars at his house in his humidor. And he smokes a different cigar every day because he has an adult son with autism, and he takes care of him and his wife split taking care of him on a regular basis. So he sits there with his son and he smokes cigars all day. So that's how he puts down 4 or 5 cigars every day. Is sitting there with his son and keeping him entertained and hanging out with him and stuff. So it was a really cool story. And so it was really a good time meeting with you, Super Dave. You're out there, and keep it up, man. You're a heck of a aficionado. Yeah, he's a good dude, and that's why he said, "You're not going to believe, but this is my story," you know. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. I thought I had SJ. I'm like, SJ, check out, is this guy AI? Because he answers everybody on his posts with a real kind post, mentions you and and cigar you're smoking or whatever. And so that's how he has a lot of time on his hands to do his thing, and he just does it for fun. It's just for fun. He doesn't he's got his own thing going on out there, and it's not in the cigar world, and it's cool, man. It's really cool.
And he just started up like recently doing that stuff, and he has acquired quite a following already, just talking about cigars. And he does. He smokes like 3 or 4 bombshell cigars.
Bombers, man. I mean, like he'll bust out a Cuban, and then he'll bust out a My Father, and then he'll have a freaking another Atabay and it's always a different kind of figurado, and it's just the guy's just loaded, man. He's got everything.
Just unbelievable amount of freaking cigars, and I would love to see that humidor. 4,000 sticks in a humidor. That's like a cigar shop. That's better than some cigar shops I go to.
Yeah, and he's got all 30 Cubans. Like he's got bunches of all 30 Cuban brands. Like he collects Cuban cigar. That's one of his things that he does, and he has every single brand and of Cuban cigar. So that's
I'm kind of like that. I'm kind of like that too. I collect Cuban cigar bands.
Yeah, that's the only cigar you collect is the bands. Everything, they all get smoked.
The rest of it I turn into smoke. Correct.
You're the guy that has to go out and buy cigars because you're running out.
Correct.
Now,
all right, J.A. Soul send another little super sticker.
99-cent super sticker. That's like over $3 you got now, or $2 and some change, right?
Minus 40%.
What's up, Jocelyn? He's a great guy, right? I've known him for a very long time. He was in our Telegram chats when we very first got started doing the Pulsex pool with Richard Hart. He's been part of that group ever since. He's a good dude.
He's a really good dude. I'm glad I got to meet him in person, and talented as all can be too. The guy is talent on top of talent. And I'm glad to have him in the community. And Richard's brother shows up in the chat, and a Cuban blunts only. Richard, this is a family-ish show here, man. Family-ish.
Yeah.
But of course,
for Richard, there's only one blunt.
Good to have you, though, Richard's bro.
I didn't even know Richard had a brother. I'll tell you, I'm so behind the times.
I don't think Richard does either. but when he first came out with that whole thing, when Richard's brother came out with Richard's brother, he had people thinking that Richard had a brother, right? People were doing deep dives onto the internet looking for.
That's so funny.
They were freaking because he pulled it off. He pulled it off, right? He acted exactly like you would think Richard's brother would have acted.
Yeah. Richard's
and the resemblance is there too. He got a little resemblance.
100% he did, right? And when he came out with the sports coat and the ascot and stuff like that, and I'm going, this has to be Richard's brother. It has to be.
The ascot. I remember the ascot. That was so good. That was so good.
The only thing I don't like about Richard's brother is he wants an electric motorcycle. I don't know if you guys are familiar with motorcycles, but the ones that make noises are better than the ones that are quiet.
Yeah, two strokes. The ones that make even more noise are the better than.
Yeah, that I like noise and smoke. I have two strokes at the house right now, sir. I have
Oh,
two of
shoot.
them. Yeah, I have two of them in the trailer.
I had an old Husqvarna two stroke back in
Oh,
the
wait a minute.
day.
I thought that was a lawnmower.
That was a
Chainsaw.
motorcycle.
Yeah, they're good. You know, they do very well now, Husqvarnas. Those things
Yeah,
are
yeah, they've
awesome.
come back. They've made a comeback.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
gone from like the 90s through the till about 2000 and 2000. I would guess 2005, right around there is when they started making a big comeback and
Yeah,
started winning. They started winning races and stuff. And yeah,
100%. Those are nice.
I would say this is if I was going to ride a motorcycle, I might like one that I don't have to maintain. I might, because if it's not as a hobby, then it's transportation, right?
Let's see, but Richard's brother, he rides, right? He does freaking motocross, track, whips, the whole shebang. I've seen film of him, and he said that's him riding, and I believe him. And if that's him riding, that means he's freaking going around that track on rev limiters all the time, which is why he has to adjust his valves every 14 hours, right? Because he's hitting the rev limiter all the time. That's good fun, right? I have a YZ125 in the trailer right now, a two-stroke YZ125. And then I have a quad, a Yamaha Banshee, which is a 350 twin two-stroke. Same motor that was in the old RDs, but liquid cooled. Jocelyn says, says I'd make a good FLA man. There's people that talk to me all the time that want me to move to Florida. There is no way that I could get my wife to move to Florida unless it was I had stacks and stacks of money and we were in a gated horse equestrian community. Right, then she would go 100%. She would go, I think. But until that
I hear Tennessee is better for that than Florida.
So I've said stuff like that too, and then my wife will automatically pull up Google Maps, right? And she'll say, "Look at this gated community in Florida that's equestrian." And I'm going, "Oh God."
That's right. You can ride the horse right up to the house.
Yeah. No, I can't be that far. Tennessee, no, I can't be that far away from ocean. Florida, I could do. One of my favorite places is Florida. Next to Cali, Florida is one of my favorite states.
Have you made your way to Hawaii yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying because I enjoyed just watching people surf there. So. Yeah,
it's I haven't done a lot of surfing in Hawaii. I surfed on the main island, but on Oahu, not the big island, main Oahu, and where the long waves are. And then there's another spot outside of the fort there that you got to paddle out like a freaking half mile to get the waves. And nice, but the times I was there, it wasn't wave season. I was at Pipeline and it wasn't wave season. So, and of course, when it is wave season, that's like those are pro waves. It is extremely hard. And so in California, we have a strange surf culture in certain areas. Like you go to Venice, when you go to Huntington Beach, we have like gangland surfing. It's just the way it is. It's locals only. It's and Hawaii is like that. Pretty much everywhere you go in Hawaii is a locals only thing. So you got to really kind of, that's the weird thing about surfing is there's this kind of gang mentality thing with local surf spots. So you got to be kind of careful, weary, and with somebody that knows the area or brings you in kind of thing. So I've never really got to surf Hawaii properly or whatnot. So yeah.
That seems not cool for a culture that's supposed to be Zen. That sounds like you're being gate kept, sir.
Well, like I said, it's only certain spots, and you just have to know those certain spots, or else you get kind of sucked into an issue. And it's not everywhere. Don't get me wrong; it's not everywhere, but there are certain places, especially when it's good surf and you're out there with the locals, and you got to know their etiquette. You can't be just some kook, some hodad that doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't know how to surf or give people their space, and give the locals the extra space that they need. So it's you have to know your way around that in order to go and surf in some of those spots.
It's not very DeFi of them.
It's not very DeFi of them, no. No. But then there's other places you can go and you can surf anywhere, and it's not a big deal. There's Hawaii is definitely one of those places you have to be kind of a little careful with where you surf.
I'm less than an hour from Mavericks.
Yeah, that's the ultimate surf spot, one of the ultimate surf spots in the world. And where I was at this last year when I was in Portugal, they've got another spot up there, Nazaré, which is also big waves, like Mavericks. There's an argument for the size of the waves and the way those waves break. Although Nazaré, this last session here that they just had, their last big session, went off. I mean, these things were almost barreling, because the waves in Nazaré don't barrel. The waves in what you just said, Mavericks do. They're a steeper wave. They're a harder wave to surf. So there's kind of an argument as far as which one's harder to surf. They're both extremely difficult to surf. When anything 100 foot is hard, no matter what.
Yeah, it's going to kill you.
It's going to kill you.
And you were there for 100-foot wave season, right? At Nazaré?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got video of some nice ones. Now, it was only it was a 35-foot day, which was, in and of itself is just, it's scary to look at them. The 300 feet up off the ground, up off on the cliff, looking down at those waves, and they're almost coming to you. You know what I mean? It's like it's insane, the size of those waves and how they break, and those guys out there surfing. And there was a 13-year-old kid out there surfing when I was there. 13 years old out there surfing those waves, and he did get stuck. He got stuck. He wiped out, got stuck. His jet ski couldn't get him. So it's cool how they all coordinate, because as soon as he went down and his jet ski came up without him, all the other jet skis, they dropped their guys off outside the lineup, and then they all lined up to come in after each wave and try and catch this kid. And I guess he got hit by 6 waves before they finally did get him and get him out of there. So yeah, what a heck of an experience for a 13-year-old to experience that, and to see how they rescued him and how they all kind of coordinated together to make sure that he got out of there and whatnot. It was really a sight to see how they did all that.
That's scary to freaking drive a jet ski in those waves, let alone surf.
Hey, and when those waves hit those jet skis, when they do get caught, those jet skis are done.
Yeah, they explode. Done. All the top bodywork comes off, and freaking pieces are freaking yard sailed across the beach forever.
Yep. So they're out there picking those things up and taking that guy out, and it's wild because there's the point, because they break on one side of the point, not the other, and the other side is extreme depth, like fathoms deep, and the other side is shoreline of this point, and that's why the waves do that, because the change of the depth side and the shallow side, and when the swell comes in, it just eats that up, and it just quadruples the sizes of the waves as they're coming in. And so those guys, there's like a bay where they come in from the other side, and they sneak up behind the waves and bring everybody into it behind the waves. So there
It
was
makes
like,
a V, right?
well, yeah. The point that comes out, like the end of the point is the halfway point of the depth side and the shore side. So yeah, it's pretty wild. It's really wild. And they got a museum there that kind of shows the whole thing and the topography of underneath the ocean and what it looks like. And it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
If you guys want to see what he's talking about, I watched a show on HBO called 100-Foot Wave. And it does the whole history over multiple seasons of that spot never even being surfed to what it is now, a full competition place, which is pretty awesome. Richard's brother says Richard bought him an autographed John Florence board. He's an idiot. Cracks me up.
Oh man. I'm expecting an original 1960s Dewey Weber. That's what I'm looking for. So tell Richie if he wants to thank me for all the years of streaming, he can go grab me one of those Dewey Webers and send it my way. A 67 Dewey Weber would be nice. 63.
Banger says try paddling on Linda Bay Boys of Palos Verdes, California turf waves.
Those guys. So those guys got popped. So that's another spot where the gang. That's a spot that not a lot of people go to. But those that do go there, they literally have those guys are like bangers. But they got caught like about 2 years ago and kind of run out of town with all that bullshit that they were playing out there because they were getting pretty violent and stuff. And that was a bad scene there for a long time. But a lot of people didn't go there because it's not like going out on the Palos Verdes peninsula. There is not a place that a lot of people just like go to surf. Like it's not a beach. It's all cliffs. You got to walk down these cliffs to get there. It separates the Long Beach side from the LA side of the beaches, and it's those guys. Yep. Those guys ended up getting popped for the bullshit that they were pulling.
Richard's brother said he'll get on it, but you need to get Richard to unblock him first. So he can.
Can't you do that at Thanksgiving, bro? like just go to Thanksgiving. Don't smoke a blunt before you go. Don't drink too much. Have a conversation first, and then start drinking. With mom, right before she serves the turkey.
Yeah, you could have helped your brother with the toilet project.
Yeah, I don't know why.
He had to go over there and put the bidet in by himself. You could have offered a helping hand, bro. What are brothers for?
You should go install the golden bidet.
There you go.
The bidet I had. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You keep going. I'll tell you.
The bidet I had in Vegas the last time I was there, because when I did the event, they gave me the nice room and everything, and the bidet in there was like, I mean,
you were very proud of your bathroom in Vegas.
I mean, dude, it had a remote control. It had, it was the you walk in, the light turns on it, it opens up for you, and then the water is heated. The seat is heated. The water is directional. It will pulse. It will change stream. You can do whatever you want with it, and then it has an air dryer.
You entitled bidet users.
I didn't want to leave that, man.
I like the old school ones in Abu Dhabi, man. Those are a lot better. Of course, I didn't realize I shouldn't use that with my pants on, but hey, they tried.
So he said 16 minutes after you guys found out who my brother was, I was blocked by him. There's still a long battle ahead. Just got to prove my worthiness. Well, if you haven't done it by now, I don't think you're going to. Richard's very particular about who he allows in his circle, probably even his brother. And Fast Abdul is listening. He is here for the tag. He's here. He's teching. So back real quick to cigars. Now that we've been talking about surfing everything else except for crypto. I wanted to show. I told the story about this thing, but when I did go to the Havana Cubana, Cuba, what is it? Casa de Havana, Casa de Havana. I went and picked up Monte Cristos, and these are like $120 for 3 cigars, right?
The
So
count.
I got them, and here it is right here. Let's see if it'll not show my face. There it is. But if you look at the construction, this is the one that exploded on me. Look at this thing. It completely is falling apart, and it's unsmokable. I kept it just for a souvenir, but it literally fell apart on me, and that was one of my experiences with Cuban cigars. Now this
That's
one
an excuse to get a pipe.
There you go. Stick it in a pipe, right?
Yeah. Do the first third, second third, third third.
Chop it up and put it in there.
Yep.
So
I'm on my last third now.
yeah,
This is a
I'm there.
perfecto, so it gets wider in the middle. So I'm still right there, buddy.
Yeah, you still got some smoke left on that one. Plenty of smoke left on that one.
Yeah, a lot.
So
I love perfectos. Well done, perfectos.
yeah, I've had a few good ones, and I've had would you consider a short story a perfecto too?
100%. That's a perfecto.
Okay, I really like the short stories, especially and they don't smoke as slow as you would think or as fast as you think they would because they're small. They'll give you a good 45 minutes to an hour still, even on the short stories, and they're only like 5s, right? I think they're 5s.
Yeah. Let's see.
Now, you guys been having any good lounge experiences and talking crypto, or have you guys not been in the lounge? I know
I have. I've been going to that same lounge place with Monkey. We get there about once a month. Sometimes, I think we've done 2 trips in 1 month before. But we get there when we can, have a cigar together, chat about crypto. Are you worried? Kinda, right? That kind of stuff, right? Well, I wouldn't say anything about it that I was worried online, but are you worried a little bit? A little worried, but it's a support cigar, right?
So Richard's brother, so we get to educate him. So a lounge music place? No, a lounge is a cigar lounge. And the reason we even started this show is because we wanted to create kind of a lounge atmosphere, because what we found was every time we go to a lounge, you've got people in there that got time on their hands. They're chilling. They like having conversations with the people that are in there. And usually, the question comes up, hey, what do you do? What's your story? And, the crypto story comes up and they're intrigued. Now, these are people with expendable income too. Usually, males over 40, 45, sitting in the lounge, chatting with everybody. So these guys are people that are perfect for onboarding. And even the lounges themselves, what I found is like these lounges are like, hey, why don't you guys come in and do like a crypto event here? We'll have a discount on cigars. We'll bring in some food, and we can talk crypto or whatever. So trying to get that going out here. I've been going to a lot of the lounges and talking to the owners, and they're all down for it. So that's some good events to have, because I've been to a couple of events that they've had out at the cigar lounges, and they're packed. I mean, they get 30, 40 people in there, just packed, and really cool spots with people that are in our demographic as far as bringing them into crypto, and speaking DeFi to them and talking to them about real crypto. Because of course the first thing is, well, what about Sheeb, and what about this thing and that thing and this meme and that meme, and of course you get to educate them, talk to them, and bring them into the DeFi space versus, the stuff that they've been hearing about.
Yeah. There's usually a game on, right? And there's chatter about that. Some local team playing, right? When we were in Vegas together, they had nights, the Knights, Las Vegas Knights, on 3 different televisions. Sometimes pool tables, like the one that SJ goes to and streams from sometimes, which is also really cool. SJ has streamed from a couple of different ones, and they actually let her put our stream on their TV while she streamed. It was badass.
Yeah, that was cool. And I met with those guys, and they're down for it. They'd like to have us in there more often and come in and do a presentation or something. So looking forward to that with those guys. And then they start, you start getting, the new cigars coming out. They want to, hey, come on in. I'll save a box of these for you, or those. That some of the last lounge I went to, these guys were going to get me some of those blues from PCA, those My Father blues that just came out. Haven't tried one yet, but today I got the call. I got to order some, so I've got the My Father blues coming in.
Nice.
Hope this thing blowing apart now. Anybody in the chat had one of those?
Georgia Carrera is here. What's up, Ms. Carrera? How are you? She was at the event this last weekend, which was awesome.
She's always supporting the events out here in Cali. Yeah, good to see 100%. You, Georgia.
I think that's the third event I've been to and seen Georgia, right? She was at the exotic car one, this one, and she was at the very first PulseCon in our cabana. So Georgia and I have hung out quite a bit. She's cool.
Yep, she is. Cool people. And loves her some Richard Hart.
She does. Her sock puppet likes Richard Hart also. When she does her little sock puppet thing. Lola, I think, is Lola. Isn't that Lola?
So you know what I found this week?
What did you find?
Give you a little different take. I found these Las Cabrilas.
What is that, buddy?
Mexican cigar. And this one's probably about 5 or 6 years old, but they're already budget. But man, does it's I already started smoking. I got to finish it later. But smokes like a $20-$30 cigar.
Really?
Yeah. But they, I don't think they're as popular. You can find reviews and stuff on them. But man, they was so good. I went back and bought all the ones I had left because they had them priced from when they got them. Like at $750, $799. The cigar. Yeah, they're Churchill. They're Churchill level, right? So.
Yeah, whenever you can
a big cigar for that price.
Oh, God, whenever you can get a stick that you like for under $8, I mean, those are the ones you grab, a good handful of them. So you got a regular smoke that is good.
Yeah, because sooner or later they go up in price once everybody finds out about them.
Yep. That's like the Andalusian Bull did, like a lot of My Fathers do. Yeah.
Yeah, those 601 blues. Those were inexpensive when they first came out.
Those Andalusian Bulls, though, man, I see them around a lot in a lot of places. They're a little pricey, but I don't think they move. But they're a good smoke.
They are, and they're really good after their age, is what I hear. So I know I had one on stream here with you guys at one time, and it was great. But I've got a bunch of them sitting in the Humi. Going to let them age for a couple of years before I start breaking into them.
Also, to whoever's out in chat right now, or if you know somebody who smokes cigars, SJ asked me if we were having a guest tonight, and we didn't have any guests lined up. So if you would like to be a guest on this show, just come and hang out. You don't have to be a crypto expert, a cigar expert,
because obviously,
expert. You don't have to be an expert in anything. You just need to have a cigar and be willing to chat with us.
Yeah. But you got to at least have a T-share, though. You got to know what a T-share is.
You got to have a T-share.
Got to have at least one T-share.
So what is a T-share?
Just joking.
Just joking.
There are multiple platforms that had T-shirts. There was a platform where I made a lot of money to get into the Pulse Sacrifice, and on Phantom, Tomb Finance had a thing called T-share for a very long time.
Oh, look, Sandy's getting close to getting herself put on timeout. Well, welcome, my lady. Good to have you here. she's taking
Poor Sandy.
She's messing with the
leave Sandy alone. Leave her alone.
Hey, Mrs. Beach, how are you?
Mm-hmm. Well, since you brought up T-shirts, actually, I think I brought it up. I've been talking about it this week because I think, and I mentioned a little bit earlier, right? That T-share rate just keeps going up and to the right, and I try to deliberate my conversations here as I have with people about hex, and I keep getting the same question: why would I stake? Why would I stake? Why would I stake? Right? So it's an asymmetrical risk at this point to stake, right? Because I can find 10 people to tell you, just hold liquid, sell the top, right? But it's a risk reward play, because I'm thinking to myself, they're kind of rare now because people aren't getting them, right? It's obfuscated. I can never say that word, but it's not obvious.
Obfuscated.
That there aren't that many T-shares outside of the OA, because the OA numbers kind of like blanket everything. And I was thinking, we're seeing it now. Okay, hex isn't up yet.
Super Dave's in chat.
Look at that, guys.
Hey,
We got Super Dave in the chat. Super Dave's from Cowtown, P. What's happening, buddy?
He must be in Calgary.
No, he's in the greater Dallas area in Texas.
Yeah, I was joking.
Yeah.
Well, on the T-shirt thing, what I was going to say right here before I close it off is this: if you think they're rare now and you're not interested in when they're super cheap like this, what's going to happen when hex is at $1? And to get a Quattro Cinco, 3 T-shares is $40 grand, $50 grand. What's going to happen then? They're going to get even more rare, right? I think.
That's that old line, right? Where we're going to start dealing in B shares, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one point. That's my hex.
Well, we're close. We're close to that. I mean, once it breaks all-time highs and moves into a different range, the new low is going to be extremely high from where we are now. I mean, these are low lows. We've had some low lows for a long time. People have had a lot of time to accumulate T-shares, and I know people who have been, like, they have been loving this bear market. For those people who are smart, who are accumulating mass amounts of hex because of that, yield percentage be damned. They are accumulating those T-shares, because when they do get rare and when hex price does move against all this, and it is going to be a different game. It's a completely different game. This is an extremely opportunistic low right now. To gather those T-shares.
Yeah.
It is an accumulation phase. In the beginning, when we all got in, those of us who got in, day one, we were accumulating back then, and we were accumulating a lot. And now it's again time for people to accumulate a lot. So taking advantage of that is important, and understanding what they are is important.
And since Super Dave was late, this is Cuban night, buddy. We are smoking Cubans tonight. I'm smoking a Davidoff Gran Perfecto. What were you smoking?
I got a Diplomaticos. It is about done, but yeah, I had a Diplomaticos, and so now that Super Dave's in here, and he's probably gonna beat me to it. I got my Father Blues coming in. They're in the mail. My goal is to post them before you post it before you post one. And so my guess is you're probably going to beat me to it now, but I got my box of My Father Blues coming in from PCA. So we'll see if I can beat you there, Dave.
And Crispy Man smoking a 1926 Padron because he didn't have any Cubans available.
But the family was Cuban-ish as they left Cuba and started their company, so that was his
There you
take.
go.
That's, okay, maybe it's weak, but it's a good cigar. I don't care.
Yeah, that's a slamming cigar, buddy. I love that smoke.
So one of our trolls says, terrible look to be promoting carcinogenic bad habits online. Probably, but we don't care. This is one of the things that we enjoy in life, and you know, there are worse things that you can do.
Maybe
for my piece of
was his name Mr. Kitchen? Yeah, Mr. Kitchen. We'll go on his streams and see how many overeaters there are.
Mr. Kitchens.
So yes, Mr. Kitchens, we know that this is, but here's the thing. With me, this is peace of mind. There are some things in life that you have to measure for what makes your life more quality. And this is my meditation. This is my peace of mind. This is my little bit of nicotine rush, which I just saw a big article. I just watched a big story on how the benefits of nicotine are out there, and how the nicotine in a cigar is a lot different from the nicotine in cigarettes and vapes and whatnot. And we talk about that here often. It is different. Yes, you are putting carcinogens in your mouth, but not in your lungs. So, yeah, got to take some of the bad with the good. And I've given up just about every other bad thing on the planet. Well, every bad thing on the planet that you can imagine. I've been a garbage can most of my life. Well, no, for most of my life has actually been without these things in it. But this is one of those things that I don't want to give up. And there's a great culture behind it. There's a good story behind it. And this industry has been around for, hundreds and hundreds of years. And the actual smoking of these things goes back thousands of years. And the benefits versus the risks for me are worth it. I drive a car on the freeways of LA.
What?
It's more dangerous to do that than smoking a cigar.
So SJ asked me if I wanted to hook up with Josh Wu on my way after breakfast. And I said, when I freaking drive to LA and from LA, I like to put the sunroof down, the windows down, and light a cigar with a full tank of gas and blow through the grapevine, right? That's my jam. I said, so I'll probably just be driving straight home.
Nice. Yeah, I have driven that route many a times, that old grapevine.
Woohoo.
Well, I think I'm about on my last puff of this thing, and it was good all the way to the end. We got to admit, not all cigars go well on that final nub. Triple Dad will say different because he smokes them all down to the lip burn category. But
yeah, man,
because I have tweezers.
Hey, if your dentist doesn't ask you what's going on with your mouth, then you're not smoking cigars, right? Why do you have those lesions inside your mouth? Yeah.
Oh,
Don't you worry about it. That's what I tell.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
We have this pamphlet here that'll teach you how to quit smoking if you like. We have a program. Yes.
Oh, I like this. We have a little disclosure now. Discord Syndicate channel. This show is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please enjoy your cigars and participate in crypto responsibly. Must be of legal age to smoke in your jurisdiction, not financial or toke advice.
There you go.
Yeah, and just make sure, just another PSA, you got to light the right end and don't stick that end in your mouth. Right? That's the part that hurts.
That's the most dangerous.
That is the most dangerous.
That was the last puff. So, hey, Crispy, real quick, you said you had a cigar there that you had lit already and you'd put out. Would you?
I didn't put it out.
Oh, it went out?
I let it out. Let it go out. Yep.
You let it go out. Okay. Well, that's what I meant by that was,
Well, yeah, but you ruin them when you put them out. So that's why.
yeah, you don't put a cigar out. You don't smash it in the ashtray like you would a cigarette, and you definitely don't do that in a lounge. That's etiquette that you need to understand.
You smash it into the ashtray.
And it stinks.
Right.
When you do that, they stink. So what the lounge likes is for you to just lay it in there, leave it alone, let it go out. Or if you can't smoke it like Crispy did there, then you can light it up later. Now, there's kind of a protocol behind. Do you have a protocol for that, or do you just light it and go?
It depends. I'll use cedar, of course. I mean, who doesn't always use cedar to light everything, right? So
Oops.
I got that. Sometimes I'll clip them. It depends. It really depends on how the smoke was going. If and it depends on what's happened at the end of it too. Because if I ended up creating one of those little crystallized pieces at the end of carbonized ash, I'll clip it first. But
Yeah.
for good cigars, usually it's not a problem. For like high-end cigars, just relight it.
Mhm.
But now, what's
What
your
I've-
etiquette? You've thought about it.
Well, what I've found that works, and I've seen other people do it, so I kind of picked up the habit of doing it myself. Was I'm going to put this thing back, and like it's just falling apart more flaky in here. So what I do is I light it and I blow out, because they say what happens is you burn that carbon when before you take that hit, you blow out and flame up the end of it real good, and that gets all that carbon burned up, and so you don't have to take that hit of carbon.
Well, it depends whether you want the hit of carbon or not. But yeah, you can blow it out.
Also,
I mean,
what I do when it goes out, I blow through it to make sure all the smoke exits the cigar.
Doesn't sit in there.
That probably makes sense.
Yeah, that works.
Good protocol. Good protocol.
But that being said, it's very rare that I have a cigar go out. I think
Extremely rare.
Yeah, twice in the last 5 years, maybe.
You didn't go all the way through
Years.
to the end.
Oh my god!
Right on. Well, everybody, I think we're done with our. Are you still got yours, right?
Mine's basically done.
Basically done. Well, for most, yeah, that would be done. You got to have something to leave in the ashtray, right?
Yeah.
But you got lips.
I stop when the tweezers get hot.
Yeah, you know what I got this week? I picked up a Shark filtration HEPA filtration system.
Nice.
One of those house ones that's supposed to cover like 1,400 square feet for pet dander and smoke and all this other stuff. So I'm testing that out, see how that works.
So those work well. I have one in this smaller version in this little area that I stream from, and it eats smoke. But holy moly, those filters get rank.
Yeah, you got to change. You got to change.
Yeah, you got to change the filters a lot. If I'm looking at it right now, and the fins are supposed to be white, and they're the color of leather.
Is it mad at you? Is it giving you a nasty look? Yeah.
It's not bad. They work very well, buddy. They work very well. Just make sure go on Amazon and get the bulk filter thing. Like they'll have like 2 or 3 filters for less money, so you can change them out often.
Nice. Well, real quick, you guys got any suggestions for next week and what we might bring out?
What am I thinking?
I was thinking.
I just had a huge delivery, so I hope whatever you guys are thinking, I have one.
Yeah, because you don't want to go out hunting for something we can't.
We could do favorites. Bring your favorite.
Oh, that's hard.
I know. You can pick one.
Right now, if I bring a favorite, especially of what's in my humidor right now, And I even have Ashton VSGs in there, which are some of my all-time favorites, right?
What are you going to say? 501?
No, I'm probably gonna say the freaking Fonseca that Captain sent me. That cigar is
So that's of
top-notch.
my father.
Yeah.
That's of my father. Well, we did a my father show, didn't we?
We did, but he
did
didn't.
a
He
my
say
father.
my favorite cigar.
A favorite. Yeah. Favorite. Well, that's
How
cool.
about you could do favorites, or how about Leaf by Oscar?
Ooh, you mean the leaf, the one that's wrapped in tobacco?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, it's
I haven't
basically
had one
instead of cellophane, it's tobacco leaf,
wrapped around it. Yeah,
right? So you
yeah. I
open it
see
up,
those
and
everywhere.
it's a regular cigar. At first, I didn't understand, right? But then I had a few of them. Man, they're really good,
Oh,
really good.
I'll have to
okay.
go look and see if my guys got that.
It's
Yeah,
just
I
as
know
good.
they're everywhere, man. I've seen them. I'm seeing them everywhere. I just haven't picked
Yeah.
one up yet.
They've started becoming more and more popular because I think I don't know about anybody else. I look at them like, that's another gimmick. That's like it's like I'm a little bit of a snob, right? So like you try to give me one of these things dipped in Kentucky bourbon. I'm like, I don't want that, I mean, I don't need it to be dipped or anything like that. So anyways, frame of mind, I look at these like another gimmick. I didn't realize what he was really attempting to do. And he is an aficionado. It doesn't have to be for next Oscar. I'm talking about the guy, but it doesn't have to be for next week. But we'll need something for the next show too. After that,
Yeah, another thing I was thinking, and it's kind of like putting us out there, and probably none of us have had one, but and probably for good reason we haven't had one, but there's a cigar company out there that kind of caters to the younger generation.
Are you gonna say acid?
Acid. I was gonna say
Oh
acid.
God.
Like we haven't had one, and I probably none of us have had one because we always pass them up.
I've smoked a few, but I don't like them very much. But I would do it for the show. I'd take one for the show.
Take one for the show. So maybe we'll put that on the back burner, but I think that's one we have to do just because I'd like to put that myth to the test of whether it sucks or whether, and Crispy saying that he hasn't enjoyed them tells me that probably our thoughts are correct, that they probably do suck. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Acid cigar brand is like, it's like what is it, like a guy on a motorcycle is their logo or something like that?
Yeah, and they taste like grapes.
Yeah,
are they flavored?
Yeah. Oh, are they flavored? Yeah.
Oh, they're all flavored.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they have one that isn't flavored.
I don't think they do. I think you have a choice of cherry, grapes, maybe banana. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not hating on them. If people like them, they like them. That's fine. Go do that. But I'm not interested.
That makes sense. That makes sense now. I didn't even know that they were flavored. I just look beyond them, and whenever I see them, I'm just like, no, I don't want to smoke that cigar.
I did. I kind of liked the vanilla. It was okay.
So they're in a pinch, right? The acid cigars, I've had one in a pinch, right? Because you'll go to a place that has no cigars,
but they'll have those.
They'll have acids, yeah.
Yeah, and particularly if you're going to like a gas station or something, and you're going to pick one up, and you're like, I'm going to take a chance on one of these gas station cigars. And you're looking at them, and the humidity, you don't know, these things might be rock hard. You don't know if somebody put labels on these things in the back alley. And you're kind of, but I'm pretty certain that probably the acids came right out of the box.
Beach Well says negative.
Negative.
I think an acid one is the only one that's not.
Oh, maybe.
Flavored.
Yeah, I haven't investigated it, so
there might be one. I don't know, but yeah, I figured we'd bite the bullet, or maybe we can have a gas station cigar night too, where we just go find the lowest of the low out
We're
there.
all going to be smoking Black and Mild.
Go find the worst. Go find the worst cigar you can.
Yeah, something like that,
and bring it.
Yeah, there's other ones too. I've heard Gurkha. I've heard, I've never had a Gurkha.
I like Gurkhas.
Do you?
Gurkhas are.
Do you?
Oh, there's a bunch of really good ones, but I think they had their time and they've kind of passed a little bit. But they're hanging around the shops all over the place here.
Yeah, and another one.
We haven't done an Oliva yet, night.
Oh, we haven't done an Oliva night.
If we do that, I know what I'm getting. Milani, whatever, Milana.
The series
Milani.
Series 5 Milani.
Those
Yep,
were nice.
right
They
on.
were a little cheaper. They got super expensive.
All right. Well, we'll discuss this during the week and come back to everybody with what we're going to do. Appreciate everybody for coming. Thanks, fellas. We had a good one, and we'll catch everybody next week on the next one. And hey, keep them lit, guys. Have a good one.
Stay
We'll talk to you
fast
soon.
and crispy.
Thank you.
Where are we? Is the producer walking us out of this? Yeah, you got us?
Dirt board leaf, sun-soaked and proud, hung in the rafters, wrapped in shroud. Hands work strong, they twist and bind. A rebel's oath, slow burned and signed. Burn it all, let the embers soar. Gold in the ash and coal in the core. No masters here, no gates to climb. We blaze the trail, we love that time. They aim to choke what we designed. The flames don't die, they realign. The pulse within begins to rise. We break the night and claim the skies.